Who is Bernard Arnault? Bernard Arnault is currently the richest businessman in France and an investor, one of the most important billionaires in the world. Since 1989, he is the chairman and CEO of LVMH Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton Company, as well as the main shareholder of the company. Arnault, who is also a businessman with his father, entered his business life at a young age, and thanks to this, his commercial intelligence improved in a short time. After finishing high school, he studied engineering at the world-renowned university École Polytechnique, and immediately entered his father's construction company after graduation. While working here as an engineer, he was also planning to expand the company. After long efforts, he was able to convince his father to change the focus of the company. The company turned to a rapidly developing sector, the real estate area, and achieved great success. Arnault gradually bought many different companies and became the new owner of the highly prestigious brand Christian Dior and Le Bon Marché shopping center. When Louis Vuitton and Moet Hennessy merged in 1987, the new company became LVMH. Arnault invested millions of dollars in the shares of this new company and became the first shareholder of LVMH. Then he was elected as the chairman of the board and immediately started implementing a comprehensive growth plan. As part of this plan, it has made LVMH one of the world's largest luxury products selling companies. Then he was elected as the chairman of the board and immediately started implementing a comprehensive growth plan. As part of this plan, it has made LVMH one of the world's largest luxury products selling companies. Then he was elected as the chairman of the board and immediately started implementing a comprehensive growth plan. As part of this plan, it has made LVMH one of the world's largest luxury products selling companies. Bernard Arnault's childhood, youth and education life. Bernard Jean-Étienne Arnault, the son of businessman Jean-Léon Arnault, was born on 5 March 1949 in Roubaix, France. His father, Jean-Léon Arnault, was a contractor operating a construction company called Ferret Savenel. After graduating from Maxence van der Meersch High School in Roubaix, Bernard Arnault studied engineering at École Polytechnique and graduated in 1971. Bernard Arnault's career. As soon as he graduated from college, he started working with his father. Making plans to grow the company, Bernard Arnault persuaded his father to engage in more profitable business in 1976, and for this purpose put all the assets of the company in the construction sector on sale. With 40 million French francs from this sale, he invested in real estate, a rapidly developing industry at that time. The company, which later changed its name to Furinal, turned to the holiday and accommodation services sector and achieved tremendous success. Bernard Arnault was appointed as the director of the company development department in 1974. 3 years later he became CEO, and in 1979 he was replaced by his father, becoming the company's chairman. When the socialists came to power in France in 1981, things did not go well for him, so Arnault and his family had to move to the USA. Arnault, here he also attempted using his sharp business intelligence and built luxury sites in Palm Beach, Florida, which officially established the U.S. leg of the real estate business. When the calendars showed 1983, some changes began to occur in French politics. When the ruling socialists switched to a more conservative economic model, Arnault decided to return to his homeland. Meanwhile, when the large textile company Boussac Saint Frères went bankrupt, Arnault saw it as a very lucrative opportunity. Boussac Saint Frères, from the bar of Christian Dior's design office and sewing workshop, was a complete textile empire. Arnault cooperated with Antoine Bernheim, the administrative partner of the investment firm Lazard Frères, and provided the necessary financing and bought Boussac. For this transaction, which cost a total of $80 million, Arnault invested $15 million, while the remaining $65 million was provided by Bernheim. After purchasing Arnault Boussac, he sold most of the company's assets, but retained Christian Dior, the favorite brand of the wealthy, and Le Bon Marché shopping mall, and in 1985 became CEO of Dior. Boussac generated $400 million in revenue by selling most of Saint Frères' assets. In 1987, Henri Rackmeyer, chairman of the LVMH company, met with Arnault himself and offered to invest in the company. Warm to this idea, Arnault invested in the company by partnering with Guinness plc, which owns 24% of LVMH's shares. Arnault continued to buy shares over the past few years and spent several $100 million in this process. When the calendars showed January 1989, Arnault managed to get 43.5% of LVMH's shares, thereby gaining 35% voting right on the board of directors. Immediately after that, he was unanimously elected as the chairman of the company's board of directors. Immediately after officially taking over LVMH, he dismissed some senior executives of the company and decided to continue with new skills to bring fresh blood to the company. Arnault used to make all of his staff work very hard, and he did not give long time to employees who could not meet their expectations and dismissed them in a short time. In the 1990s, Arnault introduced a very ambitious plan to grow the company again. In this context, Guerlain, 1994, Loewe, 1996, Marc Jacobs, 1997, Sephora, 1997, and Thomas Pink, 1999, bought several more important companies. The biggest achievements. Bernard Arnault's takeover LVMH, a giant company selling luxury products, was a huge success for him. While taking over the company in a very systematic way, we would not be exaggerated if we said that he showed his own determination and his brutality, so to speak. It has become an example for many fashion companies all over the world by adding some famous and successful brands to the company. Receives awards. 2 different badges of honor were presented to him by the French Armed Forces in both 2007 and 2011. It was also awarded the Corporate Citizenship Award by the Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars in 2011. Personal life and heritage. Helena Mercier, the second wife of Bernard Arnault, who married twice, is a pianist. Arnault has 2 children from his first wife and 3 children from his second wife. What is Bernard Arnault's net worth? According to current data from November 2019, Bernard Arnault's net worth is $106.8 billion. Charity work done. Bernard Arnault's company LMVH carries out many social responsibility projects. Within the scope of these projects, the company, Save the Children, supports many institutions, such as the Paris Hospitals Foundation and the Princess Monaco Grace Kelly Foundation, and assists in human and medical research. Hobbies. Bernard Arnault is a famous art collector and has bought various paintings by famous artists such as Picasso, Yves Klein, Henry Moore and Andy Warhol.